Have you ever had one of those moments where you stop in the middle of a busy season, right between the laundry piles, the grocery runs, the church events, and the chaos, and suddenly think, Lord, I don't even know how I'm doing all this, but thank you. That's where I am today. And because tomorrow is Thanksgiving, I wanted to sit down and record a heartfelt episode. One that's part history nerd, part reflection, part encouragement, and all gratitude. Welcome back to Making Encouragement in Chaos. I'm Susan Rayner, pastor's wife, homeschool mom, and your friend in the middle of the mess. If this is your first time listening, I'm so glad you're here. And if you've been with me for a while, thank you for showing up again. I really do thank God for you. So when we think about Thanksgiving, we usually picture the sweet, polished version. So pilgrims, a feast, cornucopias, smiling faces, and turkey, which we don't even know if it was on the menu or not, but we do it. But what we tend to skip over is the suffering that came before the celebration. See, the pilgrims didn't just hop on a boat one morning with pumpkin pie in hand, ready for an adventure. Woohoo! No. They left England because their faith was under pressure. They were persecuted, they were monitored, they were told how to worship and how not to worship. So, they fled to Holland looking for religious freedom. And for a while, they found it. But it came with a cost. See, life was hard there. Many of the men worked grueling jobs. Their children were absorbing Dutch language and culture so quickly that the pilgrims feared losing their identity and their faith heritage. So they made the biggest leap of faith of their lives. They boarded the Mayflower, a cargo ship, not a passenger ship, and set out on a dangerous voyage across the Atlantic. It wasn't glamorous, it wasn't peaceful, and it wasn't spacious. For 66 days, they were packed together, seasick, cold, damp, exhausted, and terrified during storms so violent that they believed the ship might split apart. And halfway across, one passenger died and one baby was born. And when they finally sighted land, it wasn't even where they were supposed to be. They ended up far north of their intended destination and heading into winter. And this is where the Wampanoag, I don't know that I said that right. If I didn't, forgive me, but they were an indigenous people and they came in. They had every reason to distrust outsiders. Showed the pilgrims how to plant corn. They showed them how to fish local waters. And they even showed them how to survive the brutal New England winters. Their help wasn't just kind, it was life-saving. By spring, nearly half the pilgrims had died. But the ones who survived did so because someone stepped in, taught them, fed them, and showed mercy in a moment of dire need. So when the harvest finally came, they weren't just celebrating food. They were celebrating survival, provision, mercy, help that came at the exact moment it was needed. And when I think about that, it hits me. Thanksgiving wasn't born out of comfort. It was born out of hardship. There's some things that I want you to remember this Thanksgiving. As we get ready to gather around tables, cook the giant meal, and enjoy the family chaos, I want you to take a moment to look back over this past year. Not just at the highlights, but at the hard moments too. The times God sent someone into your life at the perfect moment. The times He kept you when you didn't even realize He was keeping you. The times He sustained your home, your mind, your finances, your marriage, your kids. Think about the Wampanoag moments. The people God used to help you survive something you thought might break you. And while you're at it, go ahead and try to figure out what that word is, the correct pronunciation of that word. I tried my best to say it correctly, but you know how that goes. But listen, if someone comes to your mind, send them a text. Take a moment and write them a note. Let them know they mattered in your story this year. For me, one of the greatest things that stands out at Thanksgiving each year is the fulfillment of God's promise in my life. If you listen to the last episode that we had, my story about a tangible miracle, you'll remember that my daughter came home from the NICU right before Thanksgiving. Every year when this holiday rolls around, I feel that memory deep in my heart. Thanksgiving isn't just a holiday for me. It's a reminder of a promise fulfilled, a reminder that God is always working, even when the path is long and the waiting hurts. And just like those pilgrims looking at their first harvest, I remember holding my tiny red-headed miracle and thinking, wow, God, you really did it. David wrote in Psalms 23:6, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Not just some days, not just on the easy days, but all the days. And then Paul says in Philippians 1:3, I thank my God upon every remembrance of you. I feel that so deeply today because when I think of you, those of you who listen to this podcast, who read the blog, who send me messages, or simply show up whenever you can, I thank God. I don't take your presence lightly. You could be anywhere, listening to anything, doing anything else, but you're here. You let me speak into your home, your car, your kitchen while you're stirring a pot of something good. And I'm grateful, deeply grateful. God placed this podcast in my heart as a way to encourage women who are trying to do all the things and yet sometimes feel like they aren't doing enough. And if you're a man and you're listening to this, this may feel like you too. So if these words have lifted you on a hard day, if something I said made you feel seen or reminded you to breathe, if this little space on the internet has strengthened your walk with the Lord, even in the smallest way, then I want you to know you are an answer to my prayers. Before I close, let me say this clearly from my heart to yours. I thank God for you, for every listener, for every share, for every quiet moment you've chosen to spend with me, for every woman or man who has pressed play and whispered, I need this today. You matter. Your story matters. Your walk with God matters. And I'm honored, truly honored to walk with you in it. If today's episode encouraged you, share it with a friend who might need a little peace going into the holidays. You can always visit makinmacon.com for more hope-filled posts or sign up for the Stay Rooted weekly email that'll give you encouragement straight to your inbox if you want a little midweek lift. And as always, remember, I'm always praying for you, even if I don't know who you are. Happy Thanksgiving, friends, and God bless.